All right, I got a ballistics gel test here for you today in 30 Super Carry. Previously tested the Federal Punch and HST line. If you missed that, I'll put a link in the description of that video if you'd like to check that out. Today we're checking out the Remington HTP, Hornady Critical Defense, Speer Gold Dot. I'll have two blocks set up. These are 12-inch blocks, so 24 inches overall. BB calibration today, coming in at 3.7 inches. Also, it's temperature controlled as always, and it's a pretty cool day today. It's in the 40s, and I just put this up here. We'll get started very shortly. So these HTPs, whatever information is not on the boxes like velocity and such, I'll throw up in the video, but those are listed 100 grain, advertised 1230 feet per second. Sorry about the fingernail. I've been working on the Eclipse, putting a whole new front end in it. It's hard to get that stuff out. So the Hornady FTX bullet, little red rubber tip down in there. 100 grain, advertised at 1250 as well. 115 grain for the Gold Dot. And they never list the freaking velocity. It's probably 1250 as well or something, but I'll have it up on the screen by now. So we'll start out bare block, then we'll do a 4 layers of denim test. If we have any failures through the 4 layers of denim, then I'll back it off some. I have some t-shirt and such to try as well if we have any failures through the 4 layers of denim. And the firearm I'm using today is my Shield Plus, chambered in 30 Super Carry, obviously. Somewhere around a 3-inch barrel on that guy there. So I guess we'll just go in this order here. We'll do the Remington first, followed by the Hornady, and then lastly the Speer. And these blocks are going to get a little crowded, especially since I'm doing denim as well. So on the front side here, I'm going to do the first 2, and then I'll spin both blocks around to do the Gold Dot in both instances, because there's no way we won't have room in here. I can manage 2 doing bare block and denim, but there ain't no way we're going to fit all 3 in there doing bare and denim. So after we do the first 2, I'll spin it around. It'll be a fresh sight again for the Gold Dot. All right, here we go. Again, I'll fire the Remington first on the right side here. Then I'll spin the camera around to the left side and we will do the Hornady. And then I'm going to spin both blocks around to do the Speer. Check that out in a second. It's a little higher than I wanted, but thank goodness we still captured it there. I was aiming lower. Now see, that's where I meant to place our Remington there, and somehow I pulled it a little high there. So man, again, I am just impressed with these wound channels. Most of these 30 Super Carry loads are just slightly less powerful than your average 9mm defense load, and I'm still seeing 9mm performance here. That's pretty good. That is amazing. Get a penetration depth for you guys here in just a second. They both expanded, but I'm going to spin it around and hit it with the Speer Gold Dots first. Got lucky there. I was concerned about that happening, but that's why I shot down the middle, that we might accidentally strike one of the others. You see it curved. It just barely missed that other one. And there's the Gold Dot. So at least from these 3, just these very 3 shots, it looks like the Hornady Critical Defense did the most damage. Now of course I could shoot various amounts of each, and then maybe they'll flip-flop here and there, but again, just based off of a single shot of each to the bare, looks like Hornady did the most. That Remington's still really nice, and it's a little harder to see because the Gold Dot's deeper down in there, but it looks pretty similar to the Remington there. Maybe ever so slightly less, but I mean, it's within like 95%, so All three of these seem to perform excellent. We'll get the denim set up in just a second, but let me get penetration depths for you real quick. I'll say this is why I stated the whole BB thing in the beginning. These are getting a little bit more penetration here than the previous test with the punch and the HST, but I'll have to compare the previous video to this one. These may be smaller expanded diameter. So if they're smaller expanded diameter, you get less resistance, and thus they would obviously travel further regardless. In the previous test, I think we were coming in a couple inches shorter on average. Stay tuned till the end of the video. I put one from the previous test into this block today live, side by side, to compare these results pertaining to the penetration depths and expanded diameter. But anyways, our Hornady went 16 inches there. And then that's the Remington, got about 16 and a half. And then the gold dot here, oh, slipping on me, about 15 and a half on the gold dot. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out real quick, give you a quick look. Of course, we'll examine them in further detail at the end of the video, but I want to go ahead and get these out before we start with the denim. That way don't risk impacting any of these. Okay, from left to right in order fired, Remington Hornady Speer. Let's get the denim set up. Alright, since the block's already spun around for the Speer, I'm going to fire in reverse order now. So now in the denim we'll be doing the Speer, followed by the Hornady, followed by the Remington. Alright, first shot through the 4 layers of denim, Speer gold dot. Obviously, reduced performance. Ooh, that's not good. It did not expand, and it exited all the way through the block. So we'll at least be retaking that guy through some t-shirt or something for you guys that hate the 4 layers of denim test. I love it because it's a good worst case scenario. Plenty of rounds, including 30 super carry now, perform excellent through the 4 layers of denim. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather have the one loaded up in my gun that performs through the 4 layers of denim compared to the next guy who doesn't. So that is definite failure there for the gold dot. Unfortunately, I'm a huge fan of gold dots, so that sucks. But we'll spin it around, and next up will be the Hornady and then the Remington. All right, these I took under those existing through the bare block, so I'm gonna have to flip it over to get a good look at it, but let's see if any of them exited the block. So there's the Hornady and there's the Remington. Cool. So only the gold dot failed through the 4 layers of denim. So now we're flipped. This was the Hornady, this was the Remington. So you can definitely see reduced performance through the Hornady there. Here's the Remington. Honestly, through the denim, the Remington seems to have the, I know it's kind of hard to tell because the cavities are close there, but it seems to have the most impressive cavity through the denim there. But regardless, they both expanded, and the penetration levels are about the same as what they were through the bare block. So that means they should have performed similarly. Interestingly, the penetration was reduced on the Hornady through the denim, but not a whole lot. And those penetration depths are, for the Remington, 15 and a quarter roughly, and the Hornady there right at about 14, and over 24 inches for the gold dot, because these are 24 inches overall. it's got a taper to it, so it depends on how you have it flipped. But yeah, 24 inches plus with the gold dot because it did not expand. So actually what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get these two extracted. I think we got a pretty good idea of the wound cavities of what they'll do through both bare block and with the 4 layers of denim. I want to give that gold dot another chance, but not only that, it gives these two a chance to fail. So maybe the next shot from the Remington and the Hornady may not fare so well, and it may be a complete failure again with the gold dot, or the next gold dot may perform. So that's what I'm thinking. Just kind of confirm our results there. So I'm going to go ahead and take one more of each through the 3 layers of denim. I think I'm going to come on this mostly unscathed block. Try to stay away from the other wound channels. Let's see what happens. Let's see if that performance is repeatable for the Remington and the Hornady, and let's see what happens with that second gold dot, I guess. And real quick, there's the Remington on the left, Hornady on the right through the denim so far. And those things look excellent. The Hornady actually expanded more uniformly through the denim than it did through the bare. But they both look great. Maybe slightly reduced expansion rather. We'll see at the end of the video when I get some measurements. Alright, I'm not going to move the camera around for these ones. Just going to do it kind of quick here. So in succession, we'll go Remington, Hornady, Speer, roughly in those areas. And I'll move the denim accordingly after each shot to make sure we're not impacting any existing holes. I think that last one with the gold dot was a little lower, so that might be why it didn't jump like the others, or it's because it didn't expand again. So let's just see how low that was. It doesn't look too bad. No, it's right where I wanted it. 1, 2, 3. So we got Remington here, Hornady there, Speer there. So I think that guy exited again. Yep, it sure did. So those are absolutely not going to work through denim. And you can see we got 2 more here. We got our Hornady and our Remington there. So the gold dot, complete failure out of the denim. And again, like I said, guys, for those who hate the 4 layers of denim test, nobody wears 4 layers of denim. That's not why we do it. It's just a thick clothing or thick hide representation. Worst case scenario. And again, wouldn't you rather have the loads in your gun for self-defense that work through it compared to the ones that don't? I sure would. So there's our 2 skinny lines from the gold dot, completely failing in 4 layers of denim. Now this time, it may just be because we can see it better. I'm going to flip it over here for you. But that looks gnarly through the denim there. Excellent. It almost matches the bare block results. Oh, I'm going to drop it all on the ground. My table's flipping over on me there. Alright, so now this is reversed so we can see what's going on. So Remington, Hornady, Speer, gold dot. So there's the Remington from the bottom. Here's the Hornady. You can kind of see it there over top of the one that's below it. So this is our Hornady right here. Still decent wound cavity, but definitely being bested by that Remington there. And I was going to say, for what the heck, why are these over here but the bullets are over there? I forgot I flipped it there. And then our gold dot, again, sorry for the dirty fingers, putting a whole new front end in the Eclipse. Really hard to get that crap out in a moment's notice. Just a little skinny line all the way back, completely through the block again, because 0 expansion. So, and yeah, the results through the denim for the ones that are working, they look very similar to the results through the bare block. And I mean, as far as penetration goes and also the expansion on them, the wound channels are slightly reduced, but other than that, so and there's those. Remington on the left, even with that big old chunk of denim in the center, still expanded beautifully. That's what you want to see there. And then the Hornady next to it. All right, so there's no doubt that the Remington and the Hornady perform through the denim. So I'm gonna redo the gold dot just for those of you who would want to see it. I got some t-shirt here. I'm gonna do 2 layers because I used to do a single layer of t-shirt for the guys that, you know, used to squawk about the 4 layers of denim. And the single layer of t-shirt has never, ever, ever made a difference. They always identical performance through the bare block as through the t-shirt. Just identical. None of it ever failed to expand through the t-shirt. None of ever really changed what they did in the block through the single layer of t-shirt. So that's why I'm going to do 2 layers of t-shirt there, which I guess, I don't know, it'll represent a thicker shirt, I guess, like maybe, I don't know, a thicker polo or something like that. But anyways, we're going to do 2 layers of t-shirt with the gold dot. There's no point in putting these other ones through it because we already know they'll perform. So, and there's a little up close for you guys I meant to get earlier in the video. There's your Remington. Trying to get focus for you guys. And then the Hornady. And there's your gold dot, which I think looks the coolest, but down in it, I mean. So let's get those gold dots sent through the 2 layers of t-shirt there. I'll put 2 through it. I'm not sure because the t-shirt moved. That last one might have been a little too low there. Nah, we're good. So 1, 2, and you can even see the t-shirt on the block there. So now that looks more like it. Decent wound cavity there. And we captured both. So we got one there and one there. That one's backwards. So there's our top wound channel. And then there's the bottom one. Penetration here. So where are we at here? About 16 on that one, and that guy there is about 14 3/4. And there's those there, deeper penetrating one on the left, shallower penetrating one on the right. Now I'm curious about something. I'm going to try one last thing here. As I stated earlier in the video, these are all coming in further penetration than my previous test with the HST and the punch, which again is linked in the description if you missed that and want to check it out. But I brought her here today with punch loaded up in the other mag. Again, sorry, dirty fingers working on car. You can see there it says FC Federal cartridge. And the brass is a dead giveaway that is the punch, because the HST had the nickel coated cases. So anyways, I'm curious with the calibration depth on this today at 3.7, which is a little further penetration for the BB than what we got on the punch and HST videos. I'm curious just how much penetration difference that will be. So even though this is still in calibration and within specification, I'm curious to see just how far the punch will go in it today. So I don't remember off the top of my head how far it went in the other video. You have to go check that out if you want to know. But I'm going to put one of the punch through the bare block here today with that calibration depth coming in a little further, just so I can compare to the previous video to see how much of a difference it makes. All right, just about perfect shot right where I wanted it, right there. There's from up top. Nice cavity, although I gotta say, not as large as some of the others we've seen earlier today through the bare block. And there's my bullet. Shallower than all of these today. So yeah, I forgot to flip this to make this match up. But regardless, the overall depth of gel that it traveled through, all these others were coming in here today. So yeah, you can see even though our BB calibration came in further today than it did on the previous video with the punch and the HST, right there just verifies even further that it's still in spec. So those results are repeatable. The punch and HSTs have a little less penetration than all the three that we tested here today. So if you want more penetration out of your 30 Super Carry, you're going to want to go with one of the three tested today, although personally I would avoid the Gold Dot because it was the only one that failed through the denim test today. And there's that punch for anyone who was curious, and I gotta say, there's a pretty big dead giveaway just looking at it there, why it penetrates less. So if you guys want to see that in more detail, see it through the bare block and the denim alongside the HST, and you'll get a much better look at the actual wound cavity because it's not in a super crowded block like this. Definitely go check out the punch versus HST video, again linked in the description. Alright guys, I'm not going to measure and weigh every single one of these, but I want to give you a close look at them real quick here. So this first set here of three, this is all three fired today: the critical defense, the HTP, and the Gold Dot through the bare block, in order fired for every group from left to right. So there's our bare block firings, and you got the Remington on the left, Hornady in the center, Speer on the right there through the bare block. And then here's our first attempt through the 4 layers of denim. You'll see Hornady, excuse me, I'm messing you guys up probably. Remington on the left there, Hornady on the right, and we do not have a Gold Dot because we had complete pass-through due to non-expansion. And then the second attempt through the 4 layers of denim, same story. There's your Remington on the left, Hornady on the right, and again, absent is the Gold Dot because we had complete pass-through due to non-expansion. So then we went just 2 layers of t-shirt for the Gold Dot to see how that would affect it. And they did perform through the 2 layers of t-shirt, the Gold Dot, and there are both shots through such. And then there's the punch I just fired for you guys. I think all these are going to be pretty dang good weight retention. There's a little gel trapped under them. There's your Remington through the bare block, 100.1 grains. Hornady, 99.5. If I can get this freaking tip to stay on there, 100.1. Those are both 100 grain bullets. So 100% weight retention there. Gold Dot's 115 grain. There's the Gold Dot through the bare, 116. And again, that's because there's some gel and stuff trapped under those pedals. I think it's pretty much the same story even through the denim. Remington, 98.6, near 100% weight retention. Hornady, 99.6, practically 100% weight retention. The Gold Dots through the 2 layers of t-shirt because we did not have any through the denim because they were complete pass-throughs because they failed, 115.8. 115.5, 100% weight retention. So yeah, all these guys expanded pretty much 100% weight retention. Alright guys, now the diameter before these come out, contrary to I don't know what may be popular belief, with the name being 30 Super Carry, they're actually .312, so 31 caliber is what they actually are. So there is the Remington through the bare block, .516, so it expanded to about 51 caliber. Again, sorry about the dirty fingernails for like the 5th time. Putting a whole new front end on the Eclipse. And so, yeah, really hard to get all that out on a moment's notice. So there is the Hornady through the bare block. And thanks to that little tang hanging off the side there, that one's going to have pretty large expanded diameter, which comes out to .603, 60 caliber. Gold Dot through the bare block, .545, so 54 caliber on that. First Remington through the 4 layers of denim, .542, 54 caliber. Second Remington through the denim, 4 layers of denim, 0.548. First Hornady through the 4 layers of denim, 0.476, 47 caliber. Second Hornady through the 4 layers of denim, 0.480 on the dot, 48 caliber. Now we don't have any gold dot through the 4 layers of denim because everyone we tried, complete failure, complete pass through. So these are the gold dots through the 2 layers of t-shirt instead. First one is 0.54, 54 cal. Second one is 0.507, 50 cal. So, what do you guys think? I have been super impressed with every single defense load I have tested in 30 Super Cal now, which is a total of 5, except for the gold dot, because that is the only one that has failed through the 4 layers of denim. Which again, for those naysayers of the 4 layers of denim test, wouldn't you rather have a round that performs through it than does not? And right there's proof. 4 out of 5 performed absolutely beautifully through the 4 layers of denim, and we just have one that does not. So that's pretty good odds there to pick one that is going to be an elite performer there, and just avoid the one that is not. Again, I hate to say that about gold dot. They always perform really well for me in the other calibers, and I'm a huge fan of gold dot. But she's definitely coming in last place there due to the performance through the 4 layers of denim. But again, if you guys missed that punch versus HST video, link in the description, check it out. If you want to get yourself any of the products you see me use in my videos, like my little scale here, micrometer caliper, target stand, safety glasses, earmuffs, steel targets, even the Knox gelatin down there that I use, links in the description for all that. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope to catch you on the next one.